Hi, I'm Steph Palermo, and I know you hear me talking about feeling groovy and doing groovy things and having fun and enjoying your life. But what does that actually mean when you have to wake up every day to an ever-growing list of to-dos? And then, of course, there's those shoulds. I should meditate. I should get on a diet. I should go to yoga. I should rest. I should do all these things to feel good. I should travel. Well, I'm offering you a chance to actually feel and embody what groovy is, what feeling amazing is. Join me in Terracini, Sicily. You will not regret it. We are going to have an amazing time, and you will actually feel what living really is, what knowing your purpose is. And you'll be able to take that back, not in a list of to-dos, but in how you feel. So I'll see you there in Terracini, Sicily. Don't miss it. This is the Just Steph Show, and I'm your host, Steph Palermo, your Italian Boston girl who's an empath, healer, and all-around seeker of wisdom. Tune in weekly for advice on how to live your best life at work, home, or play so you can feel groovy every day. Hey, this is Just Steph. I'm your Sicilian Boston girl who takes you by the arm and shows you how to get on your soul's proper path. And of course, you just heard about my retreat in Sicily, and I've been talking about this for about a week or so now. And I have the link here, and it's on my website, juststeph.com, and it's under services. There's retreats there, Soul Journey Retreats, and this is going to be an amazing, all-inclusive soul journey retreat where we are going to be aligning with our higher purpose and healing and seeing a lot of great sites, as well as cooking lessons and wineries and all kinds of great, amazing, just Sicily is just so beautiful. It's so amazing. And the people are so warm and loving. We're going to immerse in the culture and learn how to live like Sicilians, because they have a longer lifespan because of their community involvement. They have support from their community, and they have very little stress. So we're going to go there and learn how to live like Sicilians and get on our soul's path. I'll be doing healing circles. We're going to be visiting sacred sites. It's going to be amazing. And the price is out of sight. You can't even imagine how awesome this price is. I can't even believe it myself. So check it out. It's with my retreat, Soul Journey Retreats. Definitely, if you have any questions, call me and or get on my email and send me a message me on Facebook. I will get on a call with you. So that's it. And I am continuing with our interviews with the Divine Self Summit speakers. And today, this afternoon, I am speaking with an amazing woman. Her name is Megan Alisa. She is a warm and down-to-earth evidential psychic and spiritual medium who facilitates one-on-one private readings, public demonstrations of mediumship, and also teaches mediumship development. Megan has developed her mediumship under some of the most accurate and well-respected mediums working today, as well as travels regularly for week-long study at the world-famous Arthur Findlay College in the UK. So welcome, Megan. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you, Steph?
I'm fabulous. You're out in California?
Yes, in Southern California.
Nice. Whereabouts?
Orange County.
Oh, I lived in Orange County. I love it. I lived in Irvine. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm very close. I'm very close to Irvine.
Yeah. So it's Southern California is beautiful. So I'm so excited that you're going to be part of this summit. It's amazing to see, and I've had the honor of interviewing. I think we're like number 8 out of the 20 so far this week, and we started last week. And everybody is so unique and special, and you're amazing. So let's talk about this. First of all, let me ask you, what is evidential psychic? What does that mean?
So the evidence part is important. It would mean that anything that is brought through would be understood and validated as true. So it's not, you know, doing past life things where you can't really validate that. It's not necessarily connecting with ascended masters, even though I do connect with people's spirit guides, but there are things that are validatable about the information that can come through. So whether that's through psychic work or mediumship work, the importance is that we can say, yes, for sure. I'm not just making things up, just giving you whatever. It's things you understand that you never told me.
Right. So that's something that the person would say, oh, yes, I don't know how you would know that.
Right.
Now, what is the difference between a psychic and a medium for our audience?
Yes. So a psychic reads into the energy or the aura of the person or of a space. So it's things that are happening in your day-to-day life. So it can be your past, your current situations, or future potentials coming up. So that all has to do with you. Mediumship is connecting with another person that has passed over to the spirit world, having them come forward and connecting with me to become the medium, to become the in-between, to give everything that they want to give as validating evidence, including messages, so that you know that your loved ones are still really there with you.
I love that. So what's your favorite things about the work you do?
Favorite things about the work I do, really connecting heart to heart with people. Bringing that evidence forward can change someone's life. It can help with their healing. It can help with their ability to not be afraid of death, to fully live because of that, to know that their loved ones who they are grieving for are perfectly fine. And they're waiting for them for when their time is complete here as well.
So how did you get on this path? And were, with when you were a child, what did you have any of these abilities then? Did they come out later? Talk to us about your journey.
Yes. So I did have things that happened when I was very small that I don't remember, that I was told to me by my grandmother and my aunt. So they said I would tell them things about my great grandmother who had passed before I was born, who I didn't know anything about. So I would talk about her and give information about her. I don't remember. However, the rest of my life, I always had lots of psychic experiences happen. I was always very sensitive to energy, very empathic. Those sorts of things were always there. I would know things before they happened. I would be led places that I had no idea why I was going there. And then there would be a reason that I could have never have guessed that would be. There was a spiritual awakening, or I call it a reawakening, essentially, that happened in my early 30s. And that is when I was told by a medium, hey, I think you're a medium. Here's a development class. Why don't you go and check it out? And so I said, okay, I guess I'll just try that and see what happens. And that's when I found out essentially that I can connect with the spirit world and bring through evidence, and it changed my life. And that became my dedicated path.
I love that. And so how did you go about making a business out of it?
Yes. Well, after years of development, it takes quite a few years and dedication to develop properly, to have consistency with your work, to be able to give something of real use to somebody. And so through that process, eventually, once I read, a certain amount of people for a certain amount of time for free, and then it became for donation, and then it became as more of a business. So it's the way I can spend my time and still feed my family. But dedicate my time to helping people.
Well, I think a lot of times people want that stuff for free. Like they would want, if they have a friend who's a lawyer, they want legal advice for free. And I think people don't really understand that when you're and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I at least know when I'm in that space, there's an exchange of energy there. And it's a lot of a lot of work, and it's a lot of it can be very draining, depending on the situation, and worth every penny. That's the way I see it. It's worth you can't put a dollar amount on the infinite, or on the spirit on the other side that people can't see.
Right. Yeah. And the
So,
funny part about it is, my first profession was as a hairstylist. So I'm also a cosmetologist. Then I became a professional photographer.
mhm.
And I worked in the fashion industry and then developed this while I was doing that. But all of these things were me providing a skill, providing something where I always had family or people, friends, wanting me to just, hey, can you just come and do this? And I think, you don't walk into Nordstrom's and say, hey, I like that purse. Can I have it? You know what I
No.
mean? So there has to be, we unfortunately do still live in a society where we need money to live. And, that's the way it is. So I definitely think that if you connect with somebody and you feel that they can provide you with something, then I think that it's fair to have that exchange.
Oh, absolutely. I sort of liken it to if you show up at the car dealership every day for a month and just want to test drive the same car, they're going to be like, why don't you need to buy this or you're done.
Yeah.
You need to buy this car,
Yeah.
and I just, and people, I think it's unfortunate, but we know the energy that we put into our work, and we understand what goes into it, and some people just don't. So
Yeah.
I get you. I get you on that. So what day are you speaking on in the summit? Is it on
Friday.
Spirit?
Yeah.
Friday. Oh,
It's relationships.
oh, relationships. And how are you going to sort of meld this together?
Yes. So the topic is about when you go through a spiritual awakening, what that does to your relationships, whether that's with a partner, a mother, a sister, brother, friend,
Mhm.
and how that can change you as a person and that dynamic, especially if they themselves have not gone through an awakening, and how that can become very difficult and how to manage that. Because I had very difficult situations. With myself going through that and then becoming a medium. I was already married. I had children already. I was in a situation where, I needed to figure it out. And
Right.
there's this idea that in the new age community is if someone doesn't align with you immediately, you just cut them out. And that's just not realistic for people.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope to help people through my story and
Mm-hmm.
offering some, tips and help of how to navigate that specific sort of situation.
Yeah, I love that because I think that even if a person is not with psychic abilities, some people are far more spiritual, or even have get more spiritual, or have sort of a conversion experience that their partner doesn't,
Right.
and you don't know what to do. You how do you deal with that? And they, so that's a really, I like that topic because that happened to me.
Yeah.
I
It
mean,
happens to many of us.
it
I mean,
happened
it
to
really does.
me.
And it's not an easy situation to figure out.
Mhm. Yeah, no, and I tried to tell my ex-husband at the time about my gifts, but I didn't leave him because of that. There
Right.
were other problems, because when there is a mutually respectful relationship and an adult relationship, and a mature one, you should be able to have a conversation. And even if they don't want to jump into that kind of that, it's like if somebody loves, I don't know, cars or something, and you
Mhm.
don't. I mean, okay, I love it. That's awesome. Go love your cars.
Right, right. Yeah, we're
Or
definitely going to be jumping into boundaries and
right.
the importance of that and mutual respect, like you were saying, and be talking about all of that.
Yeah. Do you have any special story, or one that you can think of that really it was maybe a message for somebody from a loved one that's deceased, or some other event where you helped one of your clients, or somebody that you were channeling to, that you can share with us?
All of them are so special, honestly, and so unique. I think the most special ones are the ones where you've touched them in a way that they
Hmm.
know they believe now. It's not
Yeah.
a question to them anymore. They believe and they know that their mom or their daughter or their husband, their grandmother, whoever it may be, is really with them still. They still exist. And when that happens, it changes people. And, I really care about the people I work with. And there's, situations that people are dealing with and grief that is incredibly hard to
Mm-hmm.
manage.
Mm-hmm.
And so through this, it's really just a start of the healing and that sort of thing. But it's hard for me because I may remember certain things about certain readings that are very specific or strange, but for the most part, because I'm just the vessel, I don't really remember them.
I
So
get that.
it's like a dream, it's sort of like there's
Mm-hmm.
like a little something. I might not even remember people's sometimes, because sometimes I have so many clients coming through
Right.
and I'm connecting with all these different people in the sessions, but even animals come through, and even
Yeah.
for some people that is sometimes even more special than sometimes for when
Yeah.
people come through. And so that, it's whenever it's touching, whenever I know that there's been a good amount of evidence through their personality and their memories and
Mm-hmm.
specifics about all of that, their life, that I
Right.
know that it's something that is valuable to them.
Yeah, that's funny because I did have somebody a year or so ago say to me, "Do you remember you said this to me back in, I don't know, it was like, it had to be 15 years or 20 years." I'm like, I go, no, I don't remember. No,
Yeah.
no, I don't remember. And so I get that. And you know, what too, when it's not your story, it's not yours.
Right. Exactly.
It's
It's
somebody
not for
else's.
me, it's for them.
Right. And
And
it's
yeah.
up to them to discern the message and to take it and heal from it if they so choose.
Right.
So I am so excited to have you on Friday, June 25th. I think I didn't say this. The Divine Self Summit is it's brand new to the world this year, and there are 5 of us on the core team, and we have brought together 20 experts, including ourselves, speaking on topics of mind, body, spirit, abundance, and community and relationships. And this is going to be held June 21st through the 25th. It's all going to be online, and the link is thedivineselfsummit.com. And you can get all your information there and get on the wait list for when the tickets go on sale. And it's in a really amazing price for all of these wonderful, wonderful experts and healers and mediums and mindset coaches and wealth mindset coaches. And it's just going to be, and Andrea Keller, she's a visionary architect. She heals through space, like how she designs spaces. This is a beautiful week long for your soul journey to get on its path, which is everything that I've always talked about. And I am so aligned to this event, and as I know you are, Megan, and I know you're excited as well. Everybody is.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be great. So how can people find you?
If you go to meganalisamedium.com, that is my website where I schedule private readings. I have YouTube where I talk about mediumship development and try to help people understand the spirit world better. I also have TikTok, which is Megan Alisa Medium. And I teach through fun videos. So I get to be creative, which I love to be. I get to help people laugh, but also understand more about the spirit world. I also post spirit box sessions where I talk to the spirit world and they communicate directly and answer my questions. It's really cool. And I'm also on Instagram at She's Got a Rebel Heart. So that's the only one that's different, but yeah. I kept that because that name came to me when I first started, and I really enjoy that name. So
I love it. It's all great. So I am so looking forward to seeing you in June, and hopefully you'll come back onto the Just Steph show, and we'll do some more shows together, and maybe we'll get people to call in or something and have some fun with it. So yeah, it could be great. It could be great. So I hope you have a fabulous day and stay amazing, because that's what you are. And we will see you in June. So, all right, everybody, signing off. And we'll be back on Thursday with more of the Divine Self Summit speaker interviews. So take a risk, be vulnerable, share your heart and love always. Know I love you all. Wishing you love, balance, and peace. Ciao, ciao, baby. I love ya. I do.
Thanks for tuning in to the Just Steph Show. I really care about you, your happiness, and helping you make great choices for your life. So tune in next week for more wisdom from me. In the meantime, follow me on my Just Steph Facebook page, on Twitter at Steph Palermo. My Instagram account is JustSteph1, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Steph Palermo. See you next week.